I intended today to be a quick video about the possibility of Sessions and Tillerson leaving the Trump cabinet um, due to Trump's comments earlier today about being disappointed by Sessions during his joint news conference. But I wanted to address a topic that I've really reflected upon the last couple of days and have been thinking about really since the election, but even more so due to recent events where I found myself going back and forth and arguing with various individuals that either lean to the left or to the right about certain issues. And at several points having to say, but at least, we agree on this. We're aligned on that. Um, and it occurred to me that as I read this commentary that people have spread around, the common belief that Trump used hatred and racism and division to win the presidency. I thought a lot about the tactics that were being used by Clinton and her team. And, you go to her phrase, I'm with her. You go to Albright talking about there's a special place in hell reserved for women that don't support each other. All of it was very much geared toward a particular gender over the other. Um, and it was, in my view, saying that, if you're this, you must do this, or if you're this way, you have to come to my side. You know, I guess the best way of putting it is that you could say Trump got Caucasian older males and some other racial groups here and there, and that Clinton was mainly drawing upon minorities and some women and LGBT, all of that. But as I'm giving her credit for what group she had, you have to understand when you put it into perspective. Part of the reason the country is so divided on politics and just on everything almost is that it's easier and less time consuming to focus on having people not like each other or interact than it is to try and heal these type of disagreements. You know, it is more profitable for any political official to have one group saying gun control, another group saying no gun control, no gun control, keep the weapons, and not try to reach some compromise or something in between, um, because that takes effort and actually listening to what the other person has to say. It takes serving as a mediator to two different types of people. You know, I had a discussion recently, a couple of days ago, where a person disclosed to me that they weren't that big a fan of any of the things that Trump has been doing. I agreed with them. I had another person who said that they weren't a particular they love Trump. That was their those are their exact words. And I kind of steered clear from really discussing them at that point because I don't like having arguments and various issues with others, especially over something that I feel is optional to disagree about. We can have some argument over if, I don't know, you were my teacher, my grade should be this because I did this in the paper. And there would actually be something to that, and there would actually be a potential benefit along the way. Arguments in regards to politics, a lot, especially if it's by people that are just outside of the bubble of actual elected officials, don't really breed anything of any decency. Other than I can't stand this person even more now that I've met him, now that I've talked to him. Oh, he's horrible. And you really have to think to yourself, that was all just Trump's doing. I'm not saying that you're now going to turn the finger and blame someone else, but you have to understand where I'm coming from is saying that each side has played a role in the way things are today. it was wrong to alienate those who are opposed to certain LGBT rights. I personally don't get why you would be bothered by that. I'm in full support of what I've seen so far. But nonetheless, I'm not going to say they hate, members of that group. Um, there's just so much stuff you can unpack with this that all boils down to a lack of communication and what it breeds. Um, yeah. So I'm just having trouble trying to express the entirety of what I'm getting at here. Um, Basically, if you look at the campaigns on both sides, they took one group and favored them over the other. And that's continued on today. You'll have a lot of Democrats going to go meet with minorities or LGBT or some other group, and it's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but you have to understand. Um, I know I'm getting redundant with that phrase now. There's a large block that is something they're not appealing to right now, which are Caucasian, typically blue collar or older males. And when you lose, I would think you would try to become whatever it takes to not lose again and not have that same experience of, tears and fears. And it seems that when I watch many of the speeches or clips by members of the Democratic Party, that they can't understand or comprehend, or at least don't want to understand or comprehend, that the way they're going now is the exact way they were going back in 2010 when they lost that midterm election, back in 2014 when they lost that midterm election, 8 months ago when they lost that election. It's a repeat. And I guess I'm so used to the idea that if you mess up, you try something different. You go out and you make some new approach. That's just the way I personally believe in things. I don't think, just keep doing the same thing over and over again. I was taught that was the definition of insanity. But apparently they don't feel the same way, and that's why their party is going to probably get crushed again next year and in 3 more years when we have the next presidential election. And they will not listen to a word of what I've just said, nor will anyone who actually supports that party care to hear my words or my 2 cents be ejected and thrown their way for the sake of assisting their under. Because this isn't just about winning elections. I actually want them to do something, but you talk about money in politics and they turn off the video and ignore you. So yeah, that's my piece. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.